Greetings folks, this is Scott, and in this old video I'm going to show you how to have a successful run 100% of the time while you're assaulting Ice Crown Citadel. And I'm going to show you how I do my my run on Ice Crown Citadel using a hunter, a Beastmaster hunter, and 2 spirit pets. Of course, I'm level 60, and this is squashed down to, I think, like level 30, and so it's not any sort of a trial at all, but I do have certain methods and techniques that I use to get through this and make it as quick as possible as I farm Invincible's Reins. So I'm going to start off with my twin rare elite pets, and I'm just going to run through this thing. I'm not going to stop and loot anything. I do not have time for that. I try to get Invincible's Reins every week. I've been trying every week for several years, and I have never even come close to getting them. Hopefully this will be different. However, one thing I have done is I've developed a method to make this a successful run just by doing certain things that I never deviate from, and even though they've never paid off, they make it a good time. So I'm just going to take you through this and show you what I do. I come in and kill Lady Death Whisper, then I take the time to just go through, target each of these mobs and take them out, practice moving with my character, using the mouse, using the different attacks I have, and just, you know, keeping it moving, keeping it going, and making it interesting. One of the things that I've learned throughout my life is that the more you practice something, the better you get. So even though this isn't really a challenge, learning to move and fire and target does help me out in different aspects of WoW that are current. I know this is old, but it never gets old trying to get Invincible's Reins. It pisses me off when I walk around and I see these other guys just sitting there. They'll sit there and sit there on Invincible up on the highest mountain peak somewhere and just look down on the rest of us. And I'd like to be one of them. So every Tuesday during the reset, I'm waiting to go and make this run. And I can make it in under half an hour easily. And this is how I do it. I'll tell you, one of the things that I do with my hunter pet that makes it really easy, for those of you that don't know, there's a website called Lazy Macros that you can get a macro that will do your entire rotation for damage, regardless of what your class is or what your mastery level, or what your mode is that you pick, be it Beastmaster, Marksmanship, whatever, Lone Wolf, Survivalist. They've got different macros that you can use just one button, and it'll run you through the whole rotation. May not be the most effective, but damn, it makes this so much easier to do. And that's what I'm using in this. I'm using a one button macro rotation, and just spamming one button and running around with my mouse, and it's made the game so much more enjoyable and easy for me. So here we are on the gunship. We're going to burn this thing down. One of the biggest problems with this raid is there's so much just time wasted. And I guess when it was new and current, that was important, so you could get up and go piss or grab a cup of coffee or whatever. Now it's just such a pain in the ass. I wish that after you had done this 10,000 times, Blizzard would see it in their hearts to give you some sort of veteran status and let you just come in and kill all the bosses and not have to deal with all this bullshit. It's not like it's a challenge. It's not like it serves any purpose other than just wasting your time. But I guess if I really cared about it, I'd try to go get a job with them and change their outlook. So I must not care that much. I think if I ever get Invincible, I'm just going to quit this game. it's gotten to the point where it's so large and there's so much to do that honestly, if you were able to, you could just spend all your time jacking around in Azeroth and not get anything else done ever. I think that World of Warcraft would be a great thing to incorporate in some of America's prisons. You'd never have another riot if you could give them some weed and some Little Debbies, some porn and some World of Warcraft. You'd probably never have another problem with the criminal inmate population ever. I'm just bantering at this point. You'll have to forgive me. Okay, so now that we've sat through all this bullshit and we got to go through this dialogue, here in about 2 minutes we'll be able to finally burn this guy down. Like I said, this is the biggest problem with these annotated raids, is just there's so much dead time. That's, you know, it's part of the lore, but once you know the lore, it's just tedious. And so here we go. I'm going to burn him down with an AoE and then eat him up with my 2 snow leopards and move right on by him. Quick and easy. Now you're going to come up to Professor Putricide's area, and one of the things that's really important in order to make this a successful run is I have to kill both of the ghouls that run on the top of the pipelines. So I don't want to slow down. I want to run through this as quick as possible. So the trick is to learn to target them and hit them as you go by. And I'll show you in a minute. But this video is entitled How to Make a Successful Run on Ice Crown Citadel Every Time. And that's exactly what I do. You might read it and think that a successful run means that you're going to get Invincible's Reins. I don't even know if there is such a thing. I think maybe the people I've seen on this Invincible mount are probably just GMs that have it, and I don't know if anybody else has got it or not. Man, I've never even been in a raid that's seen somebody get it, and I certainly have never got it myself. And I've been doing this crap for years. Years. And these bastards right here. When this raid first came out, those guys were awful. Now this is just an endeavor of futility, actually. Turn the crank. Here we go. I guess this might be a decent tutorial for somebody that's never done this before, if there is such a person out there. It shouldn't take you any time over a half an hour to get through this whole thing, and the only reason it takes you that long is because there's so many stops. If you'll notice, they've got the 2 ghouls on top. Already killed one. I didn't mention it, but here's the other one. Make sure you get both of those. Get these bastards. Here they come. I like to circle them, put them into a group, and just burn them down. If you circle a crowd like that, you can get them to all group up, and it makes AoE effects easier as they try to chase you around. And then it's always a good idea, whatever you're fighting, to try to get behind it. And so when I'm in these little dungeons like this, or something that's not really even a challenge, I always try to get behind them just to get that muscle memory worked up, just so that I do the same thing every time.
It was nothing, Your Majesty. I'm proud of my king.
And now we have Professor Putricide. We will burn his ass down.
On the upper citadel. I'll send out another regiment from Stormwind.
after we mess around with these stupid ass bugs for a while.
Fly away, Your Majesty.
I made a comment in chat the other day that I was going to quit this stupid game, and some genius said, "Oh, sorry you don't like hard games." It's not that this game is hard. It's not. It's not hard. There's nothing hard about it. Even the hard content isn't really hard once you learn it. It's just that they put so much stuff in your way that you have to try to muddle through. That's nothing more than a waste of time. You reach a certain item level, and mobs just out in the environment can't hurt you, but they can knock you off your horse. You can't just run by them. They give you the ability to knock you off your horse. They can't kill you, but it's just something to slow you down, something to irritate you. And I don't know, I've got enough irritation in my life. I think that maybe Blizzard could think about this a little bit and get all the shit, the content that's there just to aggravate you out of the game. My 2 cents. Like I said, I'm not trying to get a job with them though, so I must not care that much. And don't think I'm just bitching. I'm not. I'm really just trying to talk as we go through this monotony. If I ever did get Invincible's Reins, I'd probably just faint. And that would be the end of me. Or I may subscribe forever then, I don't know. This has been it's been a fun game at times. Sometimes it's gotten old. I've left like 5 or 6 times. And then I'll see a new expansion come out and I'll think, man, that really looks cool. Okay, so here's an important thing to do. So you got 2 Valkyries out here circling around. You want to shoot these Valkyries and drop them on the platform there. If you drop them down into the abyss and they're not accessible, you've not done anything worthwhile. You need to drop them to where they're accessible. You can't loot them or anything, but there's just something satisfying about dropping them right there where you can get to them. All right, now we're coming into the vampire area. Nothing really special about this, just clear them out. Move them on. Quick and easy, quick and easy. Did I mention how easy lazy macros makes everything when you can do your whole rotation with one button? Oh my goodness. It will even summon your pets for you, which I'll show you in a minute why that's important. So I burn these down. Again, I'm trying to move around, not take any damage, and not let them ever reach me. It's just good practice. And so now you got to stand here, and of course this is exactly what I was talking about before. Listen to the dialogue and wait for that ball. You know, it's a little 30-second or 20-second or whatever it is drop down to activate the boss, so that then you can kill the boss. It takes less than 2 seconds to kill him, and 30 seconds to be able to. I don't know, it's just, that's irritating. To me, it's just irritating. Maybe when the raid first came out, you needed that time to rest your fingers. I don't know. So go up through here, burn these guys down, kill the old nasty Blood Queen. Again, try not to let any of them get to you or touch you or hit you with anything. And if they do get to you, circle them and burn them down. Kill your Blood Queen. I could have dropped Wild Spirits on her, but I just let the 2 snow leopards eat her ass up and then shoot her in the back. Now, one of the things I like to do here is I like to dismiss my pets, just because if you don't, when you jump down, they have to run. They can't jump down with you for whatever reason. They have to run all the way around, and it just takes so long. So I dismiss them, jump, heal up, and then when I get over here to where the Viking area is with the huge, massive mobs, again, with this lazy macro, I'm just going to one button it, and I don't even have to summon my pet. They've got it built into the macro that your pet gets summoned automatically as soon as you get your focus. See, so all I have to do is one button it, keep moving the mouse, and tear 'em a new one.
Our champions have arrived. Support them as we push our way through the hall.
I need a target.
You may have once fought beside me,
Hurry, before that Valkyrie picks us off.
you are nothing more than a traitor. Come, your
And this
second
huge
cup
Valkyrie here.
approaches.
Lady Sylvanus, or whatever the hell her name is. Again, she's got to go through her dialogue while you stand there and wait for her to become killable. There's something else to waste your time.
Brought my reinforcements with you. Arise,
Yeah,
Archer
she goes
champions,
down with
and
one shot or
solve the
two.
king in death.
Then this is where I was talking about the. This is the boss you have to heal. And what's neat is that no matter what class you are now, you can get through this. Used to, if you weren't a healing class, you had to just go past her. But now, as a hunter with a spirit pet, you can heal her with your spirit pet. Or, if you want to go through the quest and get the Heart of Azeroth, the necklace, you can get an Azerite function that will either do damage or healing. So anything can heal her now. A warrior, a rogue, anything can heal her with that Heart of Azeroth. And so you don't ever have to not complete the dungeon with all the bosses. That is one thing I do like that Blizzard did. Even though they waste my time so many other places, they did make it possible to solo this for everybody. This has always bothered me when I was using a class that I couldn't heal with, that I had to run past her, and I'm thinking of all that loot and gold that I'm missing. Which now I don't even loot any of it. I like I said before, it's important you don't loot any of this because they'll mail all your loot to you. Now you won't get the mob loot, right? But it comes out to a bunch of leather and frostweave cloth. Maybe 800 gold, something like that. And the new expansion, 800 gold isn't anything. You make that in an hour of questing. And it's just not worth it to me to stop and pick through all that shit. And then when I get outside, I have to pull up my mammoth and try to sell it. So I got room in my bags. This room always pesters me too. It doesn't really produce anything other than Nubian leather if you're a skinner. But you got all these mobs you just have to go through. It's just another waste of time. Since it's spiders and I hate spiders, I make sure I just kill everything in here. I don't leave anything else. Anything at all. Even though the gate opens, I still run through until they quit coming. And there's one more aspect that's very important here coming up. And I'll show you guys here just in a second. Once we get through all this mess. I have just sat still in the middle of the room and put my pets on Guardian before and let them just kill everything. But again, if you're going to be doing this, you might as well take the time to learn how to move and make everything muscle memory so that you can target and turn and move and get around behind things like you do in the current expansion raids and whatnot. Learn how to not stand in swirls of shit so that you die and the healer gets mad and everybody wants to kick you out of the raid or talk trash about you. Practice makes perfect, so they say. Now we're going to leave here. You got these two little groups of baby dragons. I always try to keep a couple alive so that there's one important factor. You've got this Cindergross or whatever the hell her name is, this dragon, bony dragon out here. She's got two whelps, two bony dragon whelps that run around. And I like to drop their ass in the snow. It's just something oddly satisfying about killing a skeletonized dragon and watching it plop down into the snow. I'll show you what I mean here in a minute. Keep one or two of these alive when they chase after you so that he won't head in right away. If you kill all the whelps right away, then he heads in, and sometimes he'll get over the platform. So keep one alive, then you can kill it there at the end, target that bastard, shoot him down, and watch his bony ass just drift down and plop into the snow. Oddly, oddly satisfying. Makes the whole run worth it if nothing else happens.
I need to get closer. I'm out of range. It's too far away.
Here he comes. Now watch this. Boom, boom. Look at him. Poof. Ugh. I just love that. I don't know why. I'm going to do the same thing with the other one over here. I am going to attack these dragons with an AoE, Wild Spirits, kill the majority of them, and then just kite a couple of them over here to where the other baby skeletonling is, and drop its bony ass down into a snowdrift as well. That really pisses its mama, you'll find.
It's too far away.
Watch. There he goes. Kerplop.
You are fools who have come to this place.
Poof.
The
Ugh.
icy winds of north
Now she's
will
pissed.
consume your soul.
Here she comes. I don't blame her. It'd piss me off too. Now bust her ass good and proper and head up to the big boy. And we're going to see if we're going to get this, the Reins to Invincible. This is only like my 10,567th try, so I don't have high hopes. But we'll see. Go in here and talk to High Lord Migraine. Get on down here, you punk. I go stand on this circle. And of course, he's got to come down and run that mouth. Then Migraine runs his mouth. And then Lich King runs his mouth. And it goes on and on and on.
Grant you a swift death, Arthas. More than can be said
I'm going
with
to drop an AoE the same way I did with the Sour Fangs boy. I'm going to let that AoE soften him up a little while my two snow leopards just rip his ass up one side and down the other. And then just burn him down pretty quick. Then after that, when he goes through his soliloquy, I'll fast forward through that. That's the longest time when he talks about how there's no doubt about who the best fighting force in the world is now, but he's going to take us as his own, blah, 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 blah. I'll fast forward through that. I just can't stand it. One thing that if you've got a class or if you've got a level that's not high enough to really do this to the guy and you have to burn him down a little bit, if you go stand on the stairs, his attack that knocks you off the platform won't work. It'll just knock you back on the stairs. So even if you have to fight him for a while, you can actually do this without getting killed all the time. You just don't want to stand out here where I'm at. Okay, now it's important you go looting before the cinematic starts. Looting before the cinematic starts. And here we go. Moment of truth, folks. I've got Saronite. I've got a Mark of Sanctification. I got the Great Staff, Arcus. I got 2 of those. Glornzelg, the High Blade of the Silver Hand. Oathbringer, Charge of the Rager General. Didn't get him. Oh well, you know what? I didn't get him yet again. That's no real surprise. But the fact of the matter is, it was a good run because I've developed a pattern that I use to make it fun. And now I get to go find a mailbox somewhere, open up all the loot from all the bosses. You won't get the mob trash, but you'll get all the boss loot mailed to you. And I can package the pets I've already got, replace them with the new ones I've got, and sell all that shit. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a great day. Have fun at Ice Crown.